Hey guys, today we're going to do a comparison of different true wireless earbuds. So I have 6 different products here, all true wireless, and by true wireless I mean they're basically earbuds without any kind of wires. I think that term came about because originally wireless earbuds, the design was they actually did have a wire that actually connected to them on both sides, just you hang them around your neck. They were wireless but not true wireless. And then after AirPods came out, people started calling these true wireless because they have no wires connecting them whatsoever. So I think that's why, or that's how the true wireless thing came about. Anyways, 6 different products here, 6 different price points. I'm going to do a brief introduction of each of these brands and products, and then we'll go over to testing them. Okay, so I have these sorted from least expensive to most expensive here. So we're going to start with the least expensive, which is the Razer True Wireless Pros. So Razer is a company most well known for making gaming peripherals, but they also make some audio products sometimes as well. So they do make headsets, speakers, headphones, and things like that. And this is their take on the True Wireless. They retail for $100 MSRP. I actually got these for $60 online, believe it or not. So that the price is pretty good. And these are active noise canceling and everything as well. They've been tuned by THX. So yeah, we'll test these out. And then have the Klipsch T52s. Klipsch is a company well known for making speakers, mostly horn-loaded speakers. Pretty interesting. They have a pretty interesting niche. Fairly affordable on the... We're talking about like the speaker industry. They're relatively affordable. I really do like Klipsch's design for both all their products. Basically have really cool design. So this one's no different. It's kind of like designed like a Zippo lighter. So that's really cool. They retail. MSRP is $150, but I got these for $80 online. And I'm talking all US dollars, by the way. So yeah, design-wise, I do like these ones the best. And then next up, we have the Final Audio Z3000s. So these, Final Audio is a company that may be more well known to people who are into the headphone or IEM space, but they're pretty specialized when it comes to IEMs and stuff like that, and ear tips. But they have a few different wireless earbuds. This is not their top end one. The top end ones is the Z8000. These are their second most expensive, I guess, or second least expensive, depending how you look at it, because they have 3 different products, 3 different tiers. This is kind of their middle tier of true wireless earbuds. But yeah, the Z3000, I think these are the only ones that are not active noise canceling. So yeah, but they do focus on giving you like a really nice comfortable fit, because they do specialize in making ear tips and stuff like that. So yeah, these retail for $150 US, got them for $100. So yeah, MSRP is the same as the Klipsch T52s, but I got them for a little bit more. So that's the Final Audio Z3000s. Next up, we have the Marshall Motif ANCs. Marshall is a company well known to guitar players because they are very famous for their amps. So amplifiers. They make lots of guitar amplifiers, very famous throughout the history of rock and roll especially. And I think within the last 10-15 years, I think within the last like maybe 10 years or something, they really focused a lot on making consumer products like headphones and speakers and stuff. So these are their Motif active noise canceling true wireless earbuds. So you can see even the case has this nice like leatherette type of finish. It's not really leather, but it got the leather texture to it, pebble texture, I guess. Makes it feel more like their amps. Yeah, established 1962. That's when they came about with their famous guitar amplifiers. And yeah, really, these ones do have like the sticks, just like the AirPods do. And yeah, I'm going to be testing these ones out. They retail for about $200 US. I got these for about $130. Alright, next up is the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3s. So Sennheiser is a company well known to audiophiles and even to non-audiophiles, I think, because they do specialize in making headphones. And so this is their 3rd attempt at making true wireless earbuds, as the name would suggest. And that's what the case looks like. And yeah, these retail for about $250 US. I got these for $150 online. Yeah, I generally appreciate the simplistic look here. So yeah, it's a nice little car seat finish on the case here. So yeah, the Sennheiser True Wireless 3. Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3s. Alright, and then last but not least, we have the Master&Dynamic MW08s. For Master&Dynamic, they're sort of a newer company. They were started within the last 10 years. They focus on making headphones. And their headphones are very much design-wise kind of like vintage grottos. So I do like their design aesthetic. They do a lot of these celebrity endorsements and collaborations and stuff like that, which honestly I don't like. I think it kind of brings down the value of their brand. It kind of makes them look a bit like Beats and stuff. But they are, I think audio quality wise, they are better than Beats. So yeah. They do have a lot of celebrity endorsements usually in collaborations and things like that, but it doesn't take away from their products. I think their products are designed really nice and do have good like sound quality and stuff like that to back them up. So yeah, these are the Master&Dynamic MW08s, and they retail for $300 US originally. Quite expensive, and I got these for $150 online. But they do like, I think the actual earbuds themselves, I do like the Klipsch case the best. But in terms of the earbuds themselves, I think I like the Master&Dynamics the best. I mean, I think this is like ceramic or something like that, some material like that. So they really make them look nice. I think these are also the only ones with physical buttons on the headphones themselves, which I do like because I don't like to fiddle around with touch controls. But I think the rest of these are mainly about touch controls. Of course, all of them are water resistant to some degree. They have built-in microphones, right, for calling people, and all of them are active noise canceling except for the final audios. So they got reasonably comparable feature sets. I think most of them also have apps where you can adjust the EQ and stuff like that. But I'm going to use them without the apps because I just want to hear what the default house tuning is for these. So yeah, I'm going to test them out, and I'll be doing basically just 2 tests, just testing out the sound quality, what I think of these, and I'll be testing out the noise cancellation. So, yep, stay tuned. Right guys, so I have all my true wireless earbuds here, 6 different pairs, 6 different brands, and we're going to test them out to see which one sounds the best and which one has the best active noise cancellation. So this is going to be a little bit similar to how I did my over-ear wireless active noise canceling headphone test. I have a video set up here to play jet engine white noise. So while I'm wearing these earbuds, I'm seeing how much noise do they actually cancel out from this video. And then my source is going to be, I'm using my Motorola Razer Fold just because I think this one is actually quite easy to control my music from, just using the secondary display. So when it comes to music phones, I actually use my Razer Fold a lot. So this is the one I'll be using to pair these. So yeah, I'm going to test them out with each of these true wireless earbuds. Alright, so I already kind of set up the pairing for all these, so it should be just a matter of, as long as these all have battery, right, they should be able to just connect easily. So first we're going to try out the Razer True Wireless Pros. I'll test these ones out first. And these are the cheapest. Like I said, $100 MSRP, $60 is how much I got them for. And also you guys can see what they look like in my ear as well. So the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless Pros, these ones are obviously inspired by the AirPods. So they have like the little dangling thing here. It's kind of like a Q-tip. I personally don't like this design, but this is how AirPods are like, and we all know how popular those are. So, alright. So this is how they look like in my ear. Alright, so the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless Pros. Let's try this one first. And it just automatically pairs. I've already done that. If they need an app, I think out of these, the only one that really required an app to function is the Marshall Motif. Other than that, I think all these didn't really need the app. The app is just something extra that you can, you know, get more features from. But I think the Marshall is the only one I had to install the app to actually get it to pair. I'm going to play the same track on each of them. I'll tell you guys what I think. Okay, so try it. Alright, so the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless Pros are pretty nice. I think I said that in my video review for these guys. They're really good for the price, actually, because it's a very balanced sound. There's no emphasis on the bass, mids, or trebles. They're just all fairly balanced. So it's well tuned, and decent amount of detail. Is not the most detailed out of these, but it's got a decent amount, and really for the price I can't complain. I mean, these are $100 MSRP. You can find them cheaper online. Yeah, for me these are pretty nice for the price, so very decent sound quality. I'm also going to play some jet engine white noise to see how good the active noise cancellation is. Right. And this is set at full volume, of course. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad. Pretty impressive, actually. If I had to judge, like, based on just how much of the sound is being canceled out, probably like 75%, I would say. It's a pretty good amount of noise cancellation, I'd say. Yeah. Obviously, I can still hear some of it, but 75% I think is like blocked out. It's got like yeah. It's hard for me to explain, right? Because I'm the one who's listening to things here, but yeah, I would say about the noise is probably reduced to about 75%, which is pretty good. So yeah, the noise cancellation is pretty good on these, pretty decent. Of course, I have to compare these to the rest. These are just the first ones I've tested, so I have to compare them to the rest. All right, next up is the Klipsch T52s. So these ones retail for $150, and I got these for about 80 bucks online. Personally, I like the look of these the best. The case, that is, the actual earbuds themselves, the design's alright, but I like the case the best. It's like a Zippo lighter. Alright, and this is what they look like. These are pretty tiny. They do not have the AirPods style, you know, tips. Okay, let's check them out. Okay. Okay, these ones are very V-shaped. The tuning is very V-shaped. So you have trebles emphasized and the bass is emphasized. So I think in my Klipsch T52 review I said that the bass sounds a little bit bloated and they emphasize it too much. Yeah, I think it's the bass and the trebles that are both kind of emphasized. The mid-range is, I would say, a little bit recessed, so I can't hear the mids that well. So I think these ones are personally not my they're not my jam, you know. Like the mids is kind of recessed. I can't hear the vocals that well. Yeah, the bass and trebles just kind of drown it out. So yeah, I think this is it's a V-shaped, but very V-shaped. There's like just too much bass and treble emphasis. So I personally don't like the tuning of the Klipsch's. Now I'm going to test out the airplane jet engine noise. Maybe I'm not getting it. Getting a proper seal is like really important with these ones. You gotta make sure you got. I mean, it's with every earphone and IM. Make sure you get the proper seal, but especially with these Klipsch's, I find that they're a little bit finicky to get the proper seal. Actually, these ones do have physical controls as well. So these ones, the middle button is depressible, so it does have physical controls. I don't think the noise cancellation is as good as the Razer's, actually. It's like maybe 60%, I would say. 60% reduction. The Razer's are like 75% reduction. So the Klipsch's are not as good at the noise cancellation, I think. And yeah, the sound signature is not very balanced. It's detailed though. Like it's a fairly detailed sound. It's just, I feel like it emphasizes the bass and the treble too much. So yeah, I don't like the sound signature of this as much. Yeah, it's detailed, but too much emphasis on the bass and the highs, which drowns out the mids. And then the noise cancellation I don't think is as good as the Razer's. Alright, so that's the Klipsch's. Next up is the Final Audio Z3000s. These ones retail for about 150, I think. as well. So same as the Klipsch's, except I got these for a little bit more. I got these for $100. The Klipsch's I got for 80. And these ones I don't believe have active noise cancellation, so we'll just have to test out the passive noise cancellation then. And yeah, that's what they look like. These ones are very small and angular. They have touch controls, so I mean the Razers also have touch controls, but yeah, these ones you got to make sure it's like one edge of here is like where all the touch controls are, so you got to be really precise on that. But yeah, it's very angular looking earbuds. Okay. Okay, just switches. I already have all these paired, so like once I put them in, it just automatically switches, which is nice. Okay, so these are also very balanced, just like the Razers. They're a little bit more detailed and have a little bit more soundstage than the Razers, I'd say, but they're just as balanced. So yeah, I like them. Sound signature is very nice. Again, no emphasis, no like too much emphasis on the bass or mids or treble or nothing like that. So yeah, I like these. So yeah, I think these are fairly well balanced. There's not too much emphasis on any frequency or anything. It's fairly detailed. So I just think of these as a more detailed version of the Razer Hammerheads. So yeah, which is pretty good. They are a little bit more expensive than the Razers by like $50, but pretty good, pretty nice sounding. And now I'm gonna play the airplane noise. Yeah, so it's these ones definitely don't cancel out as much noise because they're not active noise canceling, they're just passive noise canceling. They still reduce the sound by about 50%, I'd say. So roughly 50% blocking out, I guess, of this, or reduction of the jet engine noise, but of course not as much as the active noise canceling. Still 50% is not bad for something that's passive. So yeah, it's not bad. I actually like the final audios a lot. So even just passive noise isolation and get like a 50% reduction, and the sound quality is pretty nice. It's well balanced and a little bit more detailed than the Razers. Definitely more balanced than the Klipsch's. So so far I like these the best in terms of the sound. Yeah. So of course, if you're buying earbud based on noise cancellation, it's better to go for active. Alright, so next up we have the Marshall Motif ANCs. Also kind of like the look of these, they're pretty nice as well. And yeah, this is what they look like. They are the AirPod style, so they do have these little Q-tip things. Not a big fan of that, but yeah, not bad design, I guess. I'll try these out. Man, these ones are eager. It's like, even before I put them all the way in, they're ready to start playing music. Alright. Alright, I really like these actually. These are not balanced, they're like V-shaped. So V-shaped means like more emphasis on the bass and more emphasis on the treble. And I know that's what I said about the Klipsch's, but the difference is that the Klipsch's is too much, where you can't really hear the mids. It's like it basically drowns out the mids because it's too V-shaped, where the bass is just it's too much. But on the Marshall Motifs, it's not too much. Yeah, it's like it doesn't drown out the mids, so I can still hear the mids, the vocals, which is nice, and the bass and the trebles are a bit more emphasized, but it's not too much where it drowns out the mids, and they're very detailed. So I'd say this is the better version of the Klipsch T52s, I guess. It wants to get that very dynamic sound, which means pushing up the bass, pushing up the trebles, giving a lot of clarity. So a lot of clarity on this one. And yeah, it doesn't drown out the mids too much, and overall very detailed. So yeah, I do like these. So if you want a more dynamic sound, I think these are pretty nice. Now I'm going to play some engine noise. They don't cancel out that much noise actually. Yeah, they don't cancel out that much noise. I'd say maybe about the same as the Klipsch's, so about 60%-ish reduction. Yeah, same as similar to Klipsch's, about 60%-ish reduction, not as much as the Razers. So the active noise cancellation is not as good as I hoped, not as good as I thought. But the sound quality is very good on these. So yeah, props to Marshall for the actual sound quality. I like the sound signature and the tuning. Sound quality is very nice and detailed. Noise cancellation is a little bit disappointing though. Yeah, so that's the Marshalls. Alright, so next up we have the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3s. So yeah, this is their newest True Wireless earbuds, their third iteration obviously. So yeah, this is what they look like. The case itself is not bad. I like the little car seat texture right here. And the earbuds themselves are pretty tiny, so fairly similar to the Klipsch in size, I think. But yeah, you need, I think, touch controls as well. So yeah, fairly tiny, not bad. Let's check them out. It just works. Nice. Alright, sound quality is very good as expected from Sennheiser. They're very balanced. So I guess it's kind of like the final audios in a sense, but a little bit more detailed I think than the final audios. Yeah, like I mean the final audio ZE3000s are already pretty good. Just I think the Sennheiser might have a little bit more detail, especially for the highs. I think the highs I like a little bit more on the Sennheisers. But yeah, they're both like fairly detailed and fairly balanced. Just I think the Sennheiser is a little bit better. Might have a little bit more soundstage, but yeah, I'll have to do more direct comparisons between these two. But I think fairly similar. I think the Sennheiser is a little bit better. But yeah, overall I like the sound. It's a very balanced signature as expected from Sennheiser. So no emphasis on any frequency really. It's just yeah, nicely balanced across the board and good detail. So yeah, good amount of soundstage of detail. All right, now let's test the noise cancellation. Okay, it's about, I mean, definitely compared to the True Wireless 2s, these cancel out more noise than before, right? This is, I think, the main improvement with the True Wireless 3s. They cancel out more noise than before. I still don't know if it cancels as much as the Razers, though. I think these are maybe like 70%. I can still, yeah, maybe like 70%. Now, none of these I think are as effective as the over-ears noise cancellation, because the over-ear headphones noise cancellation I think overall superior to any of these True Wireless ones. So yeah, like none of them really cancel out that much. Like I remember testing out the Bose noise canceling 700s and the Sony 1000 XM5s, and those cancel out like, yeah, 85%, right? It's not like that. So it's probably like 70%. So around 70%. The Razers might still have the edge actually in terms of the active noise cancellation. So so it's pretty good, decent noise cancellation. Not actually sure if it still beats the Razer's noise cancellation though. All right. And then last but not least, we have the Master&Dynamic NW08s. So yeah, the Sennheisers retail for 250 bucks. I got them for 150. These retail for 300 bucks. I got them for also 150. So yeah, and actually the design of the case is a little bit bland. It just has like these 3 status indicator lights with the battery indicator, but it doesn't even actually have their name and logo on it at all. So you don't see Master&Dynamic logos anywhere on this case, which is a little bit odd considering they actually love to brand their stuff. But yeah, I actually do like the design of their earbuds the best. So yeah, Klipsch's case wins my, personally for the design of the case, I like the Klipsch's the best, but in terms of the actual earbuds themselves, I like the Master&Dynamics the best. It's just like, it looks like the feel of it's like ceramic and everything, really nice. Looks super premium, and it has physical controls on it as well. I think the Klipsch is the only other ones. So compare it, Klipsch's also have physical controls, right? The middle thing is depressible, but the Master&Dynamic has even more controls than that because actually it has these tiny little buttons on the side, which some people may not like. Some people might prefer to have the touch controls, but I don't really like touch controls as much. It's very finicky. So I prefer having physical controls, which the Master&Dynamic has, and yeah, just very, very beautiful. You can tell, like, yeah, the ceramic. I think they also had acetate, I think, as a type of material on their earbuds, so very nice. I just like the design of these earbuds a lot. So Master&Dynamic, I've always been impressed with the design of their headphones and earbuds. They're a fairly newish company. Yeah, in terms of audiophile cachet, they're still not up to the level of Sennheiser, obviously. But, I think for what they are, which is us targeting the market who wants to upgrade from the typical Sony Bose stuff, then yeah, pretty nice. All right. Check. All right. I love how all these wireless earbuds, regardless, all of them just connect very seamlessly. So just put them in my ear and it just connects. And I have all of them paired to my phone, right? It just knows which one is active and just connects the right one. So all of them are fairly seamless when it comes to Bluetooth connections. And I think all of them support aptX or aptX adaptive to a degree. So yeah, you can get pretty good sound quality from all of them. All right. In terms of Bluetooth connection, I mean. All right. Very interesting. So these, I really like them. Like, these actually might be my favorite so far, and that's not to say anything bad on Sennheiser, but I do actually prefer them to Sennheiser. Okay, so the Sennheiser is more balanced sounding. It's a more like neutral-ish sounding pair of earbuds. So yeah, the sound signature for the Momentum True Wireless 3s are fairly like not flat, but like fairly neutral-ish. But the Master&Dynamic NW08s, not as neutral. It's got the bass pushed up just a little bit and the highs pushed up a little bit, so it's like a soft V-shape-ish, but still balanced, like still fairly balanced overall compared to the rest of these. And I like the amount of detail that you get from these. So it's like somewhere in between the Marshall motifs and the Sennheisers in terms of the sound signature. So Marshall motifs, very V-shaped, I would say. So if you like a lot of dynamics, like lots of highs, lots of lows, you can still hear the mids and stuff, then the Marshall's pretty nice. It's very dynamic. Sennheiser's fairly flat, just neutral-ish, balanced or neutral-ish. Both of these are pretty nicely detailed. Master&Dynamic MW0 is somewhere in the middle of these, so not as V-shaped as the Marshall motifs, but more so than the Sennheisers. It's hard for me to explain, but I think this is for me, I like this one the best, because when I listen to the Sennheisers, I do feel like these are nice, but it could benefit from a bit of like more liveliness. A little bit more dynamics would be nice. So yeah, this is like for audiophiles who just want to have the sound the way the musician or the artist intended. Then I get the Sennheisers are nice because it doesn't like boost any kind of frequency or whatever, so you get exactly what the artist intended, I suppose. But for me, I want to have a little bit more liveliness, a little bit more dynamics. So The Master&Dynamic just adds just a little bit of that, which I like. And to me, I like these a little bit better. So yeah, and these are very detailed too. So for me, more clarity on these as well. Yeah, I personally like the Master&Dynamics the best, but it really not saying that these are worse. It's just a different, what do you prefer kind of thing. All right, now let's check out the active noise cancellation here. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's the noise cancellation is as good as the Sennheisers actually. Maybe about like, yeah, about 60%-ish. Similar to the Klipsch and the, yeah, similar to the Klipsch and the Marshalls, I think. Not as much as Sennheiser. I'm gonna check out the Razers again. The Razers really did have really nice active noise cancellation. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, okay. The Razers definitely have the best active noise cancellation out of all of them. Yeah, it wasn't just like, I thought, am I being crazy here? Is it just like, this is the first one I tested? Is that why I think that this one has such better noise cancellation? No, I checked, just comparing these two are night and day, like in terms of the active noise cancellation. Yes, the Master&Dynamic is better than the Razer in terms of the sound quality and sound signature, but the noise cancellation, the Razer is just superior to all the rest of these. I mean, yeah, this is like 75-80% of the I can hear 75-80% reduction, okay? And the rest of these, like Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3s are probably the next best in terms of noise cancellation, maybe 70%. And then the rest of these are like 60-ish% of noise reduction, and the final audio is, you know, less than that. But yeah, the Razer's just kind of yeah, it's really surprising to me because the Razers are the cheapest out of all these. You can get them for $60 online, but they have the best noise cancellation. Like, to me, it's a fairly big difference, I guess, when I just go from one of these to the Razers. So that's pretty amazing, actually. That these are the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless Pros. They're the cheapest out of all these, but they have the best noise cancellation. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Okay, so in terms of the Bluetooth codec support, actually these are all not equal. The Razer, the Klipsch, and the Marshall do not have support for aptX. So you're just stuck with the regular SBC AAC. So if you care about aptX or aptX adaptive, then the Klipsch, the Razer, and the Marshalls do not support that. The final audios, the Sennheisers, and the Master&Dynamics do support aptX adaptive. So just keep that in mind if you guys care about the bitrate of the songs and stuff that you'll be streaming, which I guess if you care a little bit about audio, you will care about that. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys care about aptX and Bluetooth codec support, then final audio Z3000 Sennheiser True Wireless 3s and the Master&Dynamic MW08s are probably what you want to go for. Alright, so I just looked up the battery life for all these, and just the earbud itself. I'm not counting for the case or anything, but just looking at the manufacturer advertised battery life, the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless Pros have the least amount of battery life out of all these. They have only 4 hours of battery life for each earbud. Yeah, so this is something you might want to take into consideration if you care about that. So this only has 4 hours. And then next is the Marshall Motif ANC with only 5 hours of battery life. And then next is the final audios and the Sennheiser Momentum 3s. Both of these have 7 hours of battery life per earbud. And then the Klipsch T52s have 8 hours of battery life per earbud. And then finally, Master&Dynamic MW08s have 10 hours of battery life per earbud, per the manufacturer specs. So yeah, if you care about battery life, the Master&Dynamic wins. It's got 10 hours without using the case. And then the Razers are probably the worst, 4 hours. Or the Marshall's pretty bad too, 5 hours. So yeah, if you care about battery life, I think the Master&Dynamic probably wins there. Yeah, overall, I think I like the Master&Dynamic MW08 the best. I mean, in terms of the sound quality, I mean, the noise cancellation is okay. It can definitely be improved. It's not the best out of these, but the sound quality is really nice. It's fairly balanced. Not quite as much as the Sennheisers, but you know, it definitely adds a little bit of sparkle, I would say. Adds a lot of detail. I personally like that. It makes the music sound a little bit more lively than on the Sens. I really like the appearance and the looks of the earbuds as well. Also gives you 10 hours of battery life. Also has aptX adaptive. So overall, I think my pick is the Master&Dynamic MW08s. But I have to say that the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless Pros really impressed me as well for the price. I mean, this is the cheapest out of all these. The Master&Dynamics are $300 MSRP. These are $100, right? These are literally 1/3 the price MSRP. If you get them online, you can get these for as cheap as $60. So that's how much I got them for. So that's really impressive. For the price, the noise cancellation is top in class, which is incredible, right? Better noise cancellation than all of these. Then the sound quality is decent. It's not like, yeah, it's not like as great as the Sennheisers or Master&Dynamic or even the Marshalls when it comes to the amount of detail that you can get, but it's good enough for the price, and it's actually better than the Klipsch's, actually, in terms of the sound quality, in my opinion. I mean, the Klipsch's are, I guess, more detailed if you care about in the bass and treble, but for me, I think the Razers are quite good for the price. So I have to mention the Razers as well. They're very impressive, actually, for what you get at that price. And then actually, final audios are interesting. It's just the lack of active noise cancellation that really kind of brings it down. Yeah, I guess the battery life does bring down the Razers, right? They're only 4 hours, but if you always charge your case, then or if you're not going on a long trip, then it's okay. The final audios, I kind of want to recommend these because they do have very similar sound signature to the Sens for cheaper, but it's just the lack of active noise cancellation really. It kind of brings it down a bit. The Sens are basically like the Final Audio Z3000s, but with active noise cancellation, if that makes sense. So yeah, and these are of course more expensive than the Final Audios as well. So really that's basically my conclusion here. And if you really like a dynamic type of sound, the Marshalls are fine. You do get a lot of dynamics out of this one. So it's like if you really want to hear your highs and your lows and a lot of detail, then go for the Marshalls. And yeah, Klipsch's I can't really recommend because other than the case design, not a big fan of the sound quality, and doesn't really win in any other area either. So yeah, that's pretty much my conclusion. My personal pick is the Master&Dynamic MW08s. And I also have to just talk about the Razers as well, and I think it's pretty good for the price. And then if you guys really care about having a very balanced sound signature without any kind of emphasis anywhere on any frequency, then the Sens are nice. I mean, yeah, good sound quality. You can't go wrong with Sens when it comes to sound quality, So Sennheisers are very no emphasis at pretty much anywhere unnaturally. So it's just for me, I find I want a little bit of dynamic sometimes, but sure, if you want to have something that's exactly what the artist intends, then Sennheisers are good. Very analytical is probably what the word that audiophiles use. They're analytical, I guess, compared to the rest of these. And yeah, fairly good amount of detail and stuff. And probably the second best here in terms of the noise cancellation. So, oh yeah, another thing about the Razers is that it doesn't support aptX, which is kind of dumb. I actually don't understand why you would not have aptX on any of these in this day and age. It's weird. Maybe they gotta pay extra for it or something like that. I don't understand. The Marshall doesn't have it, the Klipsch doesn't have it, and the Razers don't have it. So yeah, if you really care about your how much fidelity you're getting, right, when you're streaming your music, then these three are basically out, right? You can't even consider those anymore. So yeah, I don't understand why don't all manufacturers just put aptX on there, right? It's in LDAC, right? I don't think any of these have LDAC support, but Sony's would, but I don't have the 1000X and 4s here for testing. That would actually be an interesting one to compare as well. But yeah, that's another thing about the Razers is that if you really do care about aptX, it doesn't have it. So yeah, but overall, Master&Dynamics is the one I recommend overall. It has everything except for noise canceling could be better. I think it's the only thing I would have going against it. But everything else, the Master&Dynamics are very good. Yeah, that's pretty much my conclusion here. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, and as always, thanks for watching.
Okay, these are good enough for me to buy when I see it on sale.
Okay.
In terms of audio quality, I can accept these.
So it's, in terms of, compared to the second generations, like these want better noise cancellation, better sound quality, right?
I remember, yeah.
Okay.
This is probably the best noise cancellation I've heard from Sennheiser.
Okay.
Because I've tested some of their other stuff before, and the noise cancellation is just like sensitive to audio listen. And in terms of audio quality, I like the balancing. The bass is not encoded. There's still a bit of touch of bass in there, but not too much. For bass,
It's pretty balanced.
yeah, everything else is very balanced. Nice balanced sound. Obviously, it still sounds a bit compressed, obviously, but among like wireless stuff, this is probably one of the best I've heard in terms of like not sounding too bad. I like these sounding more than the BMW ones that I just listened to. And that's because of the balance. BMW ones, like, the problem is like it just sounds too loud and high pitch. So when you hear it, so much detail, but it's actually just because they boost the treble and the upwards so much. Yeah, whereas this is actually the balanced correct sound.
Okay.
So really nice. So when I see these on the big sale, I'll probably get a pair.
I'll be interested to see compared to the other ones I have. Yeah, if you're trying to find too. But how much are you willing to pay for this?
Because like these IEMs from Sennheiser, they eventually always go half price on sale.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time. Like pretty much like in the future when like the next model is about to come out or when it comes out, then pretty much these go for half price everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, because like $350 I think MSRP Canadian. So then so half price is probably gonna be like $175 because the previous model was actually more expensive. The previous model MSRP was $399, like $400, and then after these ones came out, the previous model was half price everywhere for $199.
Okay.
Yeah. So then like I'll wait for these. If they ever go down to $175, then I don't care.
Can I find it?
This one is Master&Dynamic.
Master&Dynamic MW08s. Here,
MD?
this one. Yeah.
Cool.
Let me try it.
Sweet. Let's try this.
They look nice.
Yeah, they look nice.
They have ceramic plates on them.
They look nicer than the Sennheiser.
Yeah. Because these use ceramic plates and stuff on them. All the Master&Dynamic stuff look pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're kind of like Bang & Olufsen or Bowers & Wilkins. They do care about the design. So.
They sound pretty nice too. They sound better than the Sonys and Bose as well.
Yeah, should be. Well, compared to the sounds.
Comparable. But they sound pretty different. That's all. These ones, the mids sound a little bit more recessed a little bit. A little bit. This one has a bit more of a veiled sound to the treble and the mids, especially mids. It sounds a little bit veiled, but it also the bass is a little bit boomier in here, so it's a bit more boomier. Sounds warmer, but it sounds a bit more veiled. Yeah. So yeah.
So you still prefer the Sennheiser?
Maybe by a bit.
And the active noise cancellation, you say the sounds are better?
I don't even know is it on or not. The noise cancellation here.
Oh, it's on.
It was on? Okay. I can't tell. I'm inside here anyways, whereas I use Sennheisers outside, so it's hard to compare that.
Okay.
Yeah, but in terms of just the sound quality, maybe Sennheisers, but a little bit more. But it's more of a really more of a preference thing though.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty good.
Yeah, they're both okay. It just depends on what your preference is.
Yeah. So I mean, I tried a bunch of wireless earbuds. I think these three are probably my favorite in terms of sound quality.
Yeah, that's another one.
Try this one last. This is a Japanese company actually, Fine Audio. They're one of the few Japanese companies that make IEMs.
I don't like how there's no physical buttons. So then when I'm touching it, it's just doing a command.
Yeah, that's why I don't like touch controls either.
Yeah, so it just like pauses everything for me.
Unfortunately, that's how most wireless earbuds are now. Like the Master&Dynamic's like the only one I know is like kind of physical. Yeah, I don't like touch controls usually.
They sound pretty good.
How about compared to the other two?
Pretty close actually. I need to listen to these again to see. The only thing is these ones, the fit's a bit strange. I don't know why. So like, in order to get the best sound, it was a bit finicky. Like they got the best sound, because in the beginning it sounded pretty bad until I got the proper fit.
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of a weird design.
Yeah, and also because the nozzle is actually really thin, the nozzle. So I think these tips are made for this nozzle, because it's wider, so it's not getting a full contact.
Yeah, I use the original tips, so I was pretty good with them.
Do you have any original tips for them that are larger size? Because they must come with different sizes. Because if they do, it might sound different, because those nozzles are narrow, so we need like a tip that actually fits narrow too, to get the full sound. Yeah, it has to come in different sizes. I mean.
Yeah, problem is I got these second hand, so I don't have the full box.
Yeah.
The original box for it.
Exactly.
So
that's
then
the thing.
I don't know where the original tips are.
I think that's why the reason why a lot of times the headphones I try it, we can't always find my right size, is because like if you're buying like either second hand or refurbished, sometimes they don't give you everything. Whereas like
Yeah, because well, a lot of times they don't give you. Some of them do give you the box, but a lot of them don't.
But yeah, that one sounds pretty good too.
These are 3 of the best wireless earbuds I've tried so far. So.
Yeah, these are the final audios, right? The Japanese.
Yep. These are actually pretty cheap. They're $100.
That's really good.
Yeah, for $100, this is really good sound.
And it's got ANC.
No, it doesn't have ANC. But for the sound quality for this price, it's really good.
Yeah, but no ANC. Okay.
No ANC though, but it's got everything else.
Yep. Pretty close. Sound quality between the two of them.
I mean, all 3 of these?
No, the last 2. Yeah, the Master&Dynamics. For me personally, it's just the tasting, but I don't like them as much. Yeah, because they sound a bit more veiled.
Okay.
Especially the mids.
So the final audios in the Sennheiser is pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. And the thing is, they're kind of weird though, because both of them, when I first put it on, they sound kind of messed up. The sound. Like I already made sure I had a perfect fit and seal, but then they sound really, really thin. It was really strange. And then like I kept trying to push it in a bit more, and then all of a sudden the sound just opened up all of a sudden. So I'm not sure, is it, especially this one, I'm not sure, is it like a software thing or whatever, but they sound just really gross in the beginning, like really thin. And then suddenly like I just kind of fiddled around a bit more, and suddenly it just opened up a bit and kind of fuller. It's really strange. But yeah, either way, pretty good.
That's pretty good. Because the final audios are like, these are $100, and it's like this is like 3 times the price.
You have ANC, those are a winner. You have ANC, those make it a bit more expensive. And, you know,
The MCs are probably why these are a little bit more expensive.
Yep.